Hello and welcome to Fatecaster!
Yes!
Another exciting episode of Shadows of Stravia. Previously, our party enjoyed some well-earned downtime, a little R&R, finally got a long rest, and we had some personal and some tense scenes exploring our characters' downtime. We ended the previous session with the party doing a little shopping trip, planning for a birthday party of mysterious origins.
Yeah.
Quinceañera.
And with that, please join us as we descend into darkness.
Darkness. Birthday parties.
Dark birthdays. Okay, continuing on. During this downtime, you all discover the latest issue of The People's Voice.
Let's go. There's a new one.
All right.
Oh, man. What shenanigans have we done this time?
Oh, it's the kid from in the rubble.
Yep. That's stuck underneath the house.
They're going to say we left him because his mom
Probably.
saved him.
The People's Voice, issue 18. This just in, Crisis in Bankbutch. Distributed in the shadows, written for the light by Ashen Quill, voice of the people. The Crimson Court tightens its grip. Blood Cloaks humiliate locals but fail to stop the sun's light. Another day, another shameful display of power from the Crimson Court's favorite pets, or ever merciful Blood Cloaks. The most recent misadventure? A violent, chaotic investigation into a break-in at Storehouse 9, a storage facility tucked into the edge of Bankbutch that the ruling class pretends is of little importance. But we know better. Storehouse 9, a break-in or a break-through. It began, as all things do, under the covers of darkness. The storehouse, under watch of the Blood Cloaks, was infiltrated, and a piece of the legendary Shattered Sun Disk, a relic of Dwarven resistance, was removed right from under their noses. Who took it? They won't say, but we know. Heroes of the Sunlit Path, risking everything for the cause. As the vampires hoard the artifacts of the old world, our people steal them back. The Blood Cloaks responded with their usual display of justice. Public humiliation in broad daylight. Witnesses at the scene report that an enormous ogre, part of the Blood Cloak patrol, bodily lifted a dock worker, Edric Greycap Varn, off his feet and threw him to the ground like a sack of grain. Yeah. He was forced to kneel in the mud and beg for his life before a commanding noble vampire. Her identity is unknown, but her arrogance is unmistakable. We're looking into it. If anyone has information, speak to a path agent. When questioned afterwards, Edric had no comment, only a box of hand-rolled cigars and 1,000-yard stares. Paid off? Threatened? Both? Love among the ruin. Not all was blood and smoke. In a tender, unexpected moment, it seems Gertie the crone Bellmeyer, still mourning the loss of her grandson to the tithe, was seen enjoying a quiet word with a charming dockworker. Rumors swirl of a shared drink and shy glances under torchlight, a romance bung amidst ruin, or perhaps a cover for information exchange. Gertie, if you're reading, we see you.
We see you.
Church and state. Present at the scene were agents of the Faceless Gods Inquisition, including Inquisitor Lenora Thrin, whose actions surprised many. Rather than join the Blood Cloaks in harassing citizens, she and her novice assisted in investigation, only to turn their focus on pursuing the real culprits. Later, the authorities pursued a member of the Sunlit Path, who, despite being outnumbered, slipped away into the shadows. A win for the Path, one of many to come. The undead run wild. As the Blood Cloak gave chase, a far greater threat emerged, rogue undead and a monstrous grave grinder, spewing death through the streets. To their credit, the Blood Cloaks fought to protect civilians, a rare break from their usual brutality. Though it's worth noting that collateral damage including 2 homes and a stall run by children. A flamboyant Blood Cloak, calling himself Nyx, could be heard shouting about his heroics while the fight raged. Eyewitnesses say he demanded praise from fleeing civilians, even as debris fell around him.
All accurate.
A hero or just hungry for applause? While the Blood Cloaks managed to dispatch these threats, the message was clear. The Crimson Court and their minions, the Order of Bone, have lost control. In the aftermath, the Blood Cloaks were seen in the midst of a hushed conversation with the Order of Bone affiliates, including the hateful witch overseer Navira Duskwraith herself. A particular connection seemed to bloom between one of Navira's associates, the Tabaxi Luma Shadow Whiskers, and the aforementioned Blood Cloak Nyx. Surely Slavoka will be the one who pays should relations between the Blood Cloaks and the Order of Bones strengthen. These abominations are the product of Stravia's hubris. How long before they reach our homes, our families? The undead may serve the vampires now, but their loyalty is as hollow as their bones. Whispers of nobles in Linstead. In other news, sources within the court confirm that Lady Celine Blackheart is scheduled to visit Slavoka within the week, meeting with Countess Virilia Scorn for reasons yet undisclosed. Citizens of Linstead, you are strongly advised to vacate if possible. The presence of high-ranking nobility rarely means safety, only the tightening of the leash. The undead may rule the night, but the sun always rises. We are the path, and we will burn away the darkness. Join us, share this, speak the truth. The people's voice will not be silenced. Stay vigilant, stay united, and never stop fighting. Ashen Quill.
Well,
Yeah.
that was good.
I got my name in this one.
Multiple times.
See all the things they
Sheer
say?
dedication.
They say that I'm a hero, apparently.
You said you were a hero.
They also did. Many eyewitnesses, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't say how strong I was, but you'll get it right.
Okay, so you shopping concluded, getting everything that you needed, Nyx, for 13-year-old Dwarven girl's birthday party.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if your companions are questioning or not.
They haven't so far.
Okay.
Nyx
during
does what Nyx does.
during kind of the tail end of these 2 weeks, you all discover this latest issue and that your pay has been withheld and orders to meet with Blood Warden Hadric Ironbrow immediately. So let's pick up on that scene.
Did you guys get anything while we were shopping?
No, because I don't think what I'm looking for was
You are excellent company. Glad to have you there.
watching you shop for a 13-year-old. No, very. Just putting it away for later. Like always.
So you are all summoned to, as you gather, you're like, it's payday, yay, you go to collect your pay, find that it is withheld, and a note to see the principal, essentially, to see the de facto leader of all Blood Cloaks in Slavoka, Blood Warden Hadric Ironbrow. The red glass sconces flicker low as you ascend the spiral steps to the upper level of the garrison. Few walk this hall, fewer are summoned by name. The tall iron doors to Blood Warden Hadric Ironbrow's office groan at your approach, revealing a chamber that seems to shift with the mood of its occupant, cold, dim, and silent. Hovering behind a solid stone desk is the ghostly form of Hadric himself, wreathed and tattered in a tattered crimson cloak. His spectral armor floats in pieces around him like a constellation. His eyes, pinpricks of pale blue flame, burn with sharp, unquestioning intensity. You would identify him as potentially as like a specter, although it's not immediately clear. But what is clear is that in life he was a dwarf. A long kind of white beard, but very now, obviously undead, probably for some time. And kind of by reputation that the Hadric has been around forever, essentially, as far as anyone knows. Enter. Shut the door. No need for ears on the other side. The door thunders behind you without you go to reaching it. Okay. He folds his translucent arms. So, I have before me 2 reports. One from your direct superior, Captain Saren Mur, who has instructed me to withhold your pay, or has done so of his own volition. The other from Captain Ysold Vailwyn, your recruiter and, by some blood, your kin. Saren claims you disobeyed orders, that in your failure a suspect fled, that you pursued distractions, malfunctioning undead, or rampaging gravegrinder rather than fulfilling your directive. Ysold's report paints a different tale. Glowing, you might say. You uncovered Harbor Master Dragomir's treason, rooted out the Sunlit Pass smuggling ring, and exposed a tunnel network beneath the city's crest. An impressive resume for disobedience. So tell me, Blood Cloaks, which of your captains should I believe, and why?
I believe, if I may be so bold, that you hire us to get results. Which of these two reports shows results?
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
18.
Yes.
You are not wrong. I do see results. Anybody else speak to your defense? Should I be afraid of nepotism in your soul's report, young Zelfira Scone?
I believe not. Uncle would very well call us out if he saw fit. That is our way of life. That's why I'm quiet, just so you know, because rules. Law.
Very well. I've
Fighting.
made my decision. He floats around the desk, arms clasped behind his back like a judge pronouncing sentence. You'll serve both. You'll get your pay that was withheld from you. But 2 weeks from now, Celine Blackheart arrives in Slavoka. You will escort her from the blockade perimeter, ensuring her safe passage, and serve as her personal guard throughout her visit. Captain Saren will command this operation. Consider it an opportunity to align your philosophies. Perhaps the trenches will sound down the edges. He glides back to his desk. You will report to me again before the 25th of Yav. Until then, make yourselves useful, or don't. I'll find out either way. Dismissed.
Sir.
Before we walk out, I want to just say one last question. Did Saren happen to mention that he took a blade to his own men, actually woman, and might have tried to take her life in that instance?
He did not, but this did not escape my knowledge.
Thank you. That is all.
I suppose, sir, are there advice that you might give us for navigating and aligning, as you said, with this man? In some ways, we fear for our lives with him in charge, but we know he is to be respected. We want to do our very best. How might we accomplish that under your leadership? What guidance can you give us?
Are you calling Captain Saramer unfit for duty?
Absolutely not. But I think that our way of doing things clashes, and then I want this personal guard mission to go off without a hitch. Any insight that you might be able to give us to how best to interact with him would certainly be helpful. Again, we want to give you the best results, and that only.
This is well said, Nyx. It is the reason why I am putting you under his command for this operation. My hope is that soldiers who may bicker amongst each other when serving together may find common ground. Saren values duty above all else. Some may call his motivations black and white, but he has served Slavoka and Greater Stravia well for many decades. Find a way to work with him, or find other places to serve.
Understood. I appreciate your guidance.
Dismissed. Okay. So, anybody have anything else they need to do in these next? Again, time can be kind of wibbly wobbly for the next few days.
I'd say whenever we're out as the four of us, because I still need to talk to Isolde, probably, since my adventures with Veralia, I would want to fill them in on at least the parts about recognizing the guy from the boat.
Yeah.
And how quickly they darted off to the Temple District, and it seems like that general area, like that they're back, basically, and amongst the city. So,
Do you just tell them, like, part of that is very sensitive for you?
yeah, I just tell them about the recognition of the boat or the kid from the boat.
You saw him, he was on the boat.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a familiar face from the Sunlit Path crew. Right? That's what they're called? Sunlit Path crew? Yeah. From the ship that is kind of our lead. And that
Isolde said that the ship was able to get through the blockade with heavy casualties. But if he was on that ship and was one that survived, and he's already back in the city, then that means that ship must not have traveled too far to be able to make it back into the city on time.
And that who was on that ship survived as well, most likely.
I agree.
I'm pointing out that they're back in the city, and they are continuing works. When he saw me, he took off. And, yeah. I feel like at some time we could check out that district and see what else there is to find.
Agreed. And the Red Lantern might have more information too, especially now that we know that EB is the princess that leads them. Perhaps a person of notoriety would catch the attention of people, and Grim might have information there. Something to think about. Add to our to-do list.
Nix.
Yeah.
The 10th of Yav passes during this time.
Okay.
Cecilia's birthday. Do you go home during this time?
I absolutely do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is he shopping for himself?
Just got that?
Yep.
Well, I mean,
I did just get that. I thought you were shopping for someone else. You're buying yourself your own.
Yep.
I've never had a birthday. I don't know.
We find ourselves in the warm glow of the Halfstone's home. Your family, as you arrive, Thalia has made like a big to-do. What is Cecilia's favorite like sweet treat that she would want for her birthday?
She likes things that have fresh fruit and chocolate in it. So maybe some kind of a blueberry chocolate muffin, kind of a thing like that.
Yeah. You find a delicious plate of muffins, fresh flowers picked everywhere. You find, though not immediately present as you enter, an intricately carved. You know that Andrew has like his portrait on stone.
Yeah.
And you see like a scene imagined by Gilder is all of his children on stone, like carved. And you know that this is like months worth of work that he gives you, or that is laid out for you as you approach. He's not even here yet. But fresh picked flowers by the area. And they're like, oh, Cece, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you, Ma.
And she'll wrap you in a warm embrace. And I made your favorite. And
My goodness. And just starts just stuffing her cheeks with it. Just chipmunk.
And Nix knows chocolate costs them like a week's worth of pay.
Ma, how did you afford this? It's too much.
No, you only turned 13 once, dear. I had to make sure I made it.
Oh, she takes some of the things that she hasn't eaten yet, and she does put it back down.
Gilder enters. Hello, lass.
Da! And just runs and just jumps into his
Picks you up,
arms.
gives you like a swing. Do you like what I made you?
I love it. Yes. Let's go look at it closer. Tell me all the details.
Well, you see, this one took it, and he goes over like the intricacies of, and couldn't forget Andrew. But I think I've captured all your likeness. Baron's. Give me an insight check.
19.
You see like a bit of sadness cross his eyes as he says Baron, and you haven't seen Baron yet.
Okay.
A few moments later, Cece! Lurley runs in, her curls bouncing around. Oh, you're home again. It's so good to see you.
And I've got something for you.
What you got?
I happen to find Rumble, and I'm going to pull out the, Nyx is going to have made a counterfeit version of Rumble because it was common stone from that and had spent some time to actually carve it out during that rest, and we'll hand it to her.
This is amazing. Not just the one that bloomed a flower, too. Can you still do that?
I do it on the spot.
Yeah. That's wonderful. She runs by, like, just immediately runs off, goes by the fire, starts, like, playing with Rumble, rolling it across the floor. Nyx bought Cece a present.
Yes. So there's just going to be some packages underneath my arm, and I'll just say, some kids from school got me something. I didn't want to open it there. I thought it'd be best done here. Where should I put this?
Oh, Thalia, do you want to open them now, dear?
I can. But first, I need to honor Andrew as well. It's not just my birthday, after all.
Sure.
And I'm going to go over to where Andrew's kind of carving and stuff is, and I'm just going to take a moment of running my fingers over the sculpted face, and I'd handpick some flowers as well to rest before him as well.
Oh, that's lovely, dear.
They were his favorite.
You're always so thoughtful. We're lucky to have you.
And I'm lucky to have you.
You're a woman now.
A bit. I don't know exactly what all that means. Maybe you can tell me more. I
can tell you a lot. Trust me.
Okay, I have many questions. Many questions.
How much would you keep them informed about like the academy? Would they know about like the events happening in the academy at this time?
I would say that it is kind of an unspoken thing between them. They probably don't really like that she's there because then she's part of this government structure and everything else. But they see the benefit of it and that everyone's doing better. So it's just kind of a, like mom's always saying, they are feeding you well, or they're teaching you dangerous things, but then kind of leaving it at that.
Okay. For Cece, another, and for Nyx, like, I think proficient though you are at shifting personas, I think it's impossible to avoid some whiplash here of just such a stark contrast to the world you just came from to this one. The warmth, the acceptance, the love that is in this home. But it is a wonderful, if a little bittersweet birthday. That you share, and after delicious hearty dinner, some stew and fresh baked bread, and then the muffins, and it is shared. They'll sit around the fire, open your presents that you've gotten. Some small talk about how things are going with the academy, but never kind of pushing too deeply into there.
Yeah, Ma, I can't help but notice that Baron wasn't able to make it. What's he up to?
Baron's got a new job.
What's that? You must be so proud of him.
Yeah. He says it's a woodworker's apprentice. Give me an insight check.
All right. It's pretty good. 18.
You think she's lying?
Oh, what woodworker? Perhaps I know them.
She is caught off guard and begins to kind of stammer. He hasn't told me the name yet, but it is a reputable business, and we're very happy for him. With that insight check, you know that she is very worried for Baron. And you think maybe she doesn't know where he is.
Okay.
But she doesn't want to worry you with saying that right now.
Got it. Well, when next time you see him, let me know. I'll stop by. I'll make a point of it.
Of course, we'll let you know. We'll send it to the academy.
I'd like to check on Gilder's reaction to the conversation as well.
Okay, so with that check, Gilder has looked up, and I think you see his eyes harden.
Yeah, I'm seeking, is it anger or worry that I would see?
Both.
Copy. Okay.
I think you see worry for Baron, but the anger is something external. It's not at his son.
Got it. Okay. Well, presents then.
Presents, yeah, absolutely. And we unwrap presents. And I think with that turn, this evening had become less respite and more unexpected. Nix's investigative brain has begun to spin up.
Yeah.
So you're a little less present than you normally would be the rest of your stay. We will move from that a few days later. Nix, or still Cecilia. You find yourselves at the Academy Arcana.
All right. I'm wearing my combat boots.
There is a heavy scent of ink and old parchment filled the lecture hall as Nick, still under the guise of Cece, you shift uncomfortably in your seat. The room, grand, yet suffocating. There's towering bookshelves, high arched windows that let you see enough candlelight to illuminate the dust motes swirling in this room. Around you, other students sit in regimented rows, stiff-backed and alert, at least those who hadn't already resigned themselves to the droning of your professor. At the front of the class, Professor Valtorius Greymeyer, a frail, hunched figure in an ill-fitting academy robe, shuffled his papers with trembling hands, his voice dry and wavering. He's carried the practice with him. He's repeated the same lectures with decades without deviation. And so it was that Lariel Stravos I, once an angel, was transformed into the first vampire, the divine herald of the faceless god. It was he who received the armies of the dead as a sacred boon, an instrument of the faceless god's will to reshape the world. You glance around, see a select few are paying attention and getting notes. Others are completely tuned out. He continues as gathered yawns about him. The war to conquer Cardoral was swift but bitter. Moldoral, the dwarf's grand mountain capital, was obliterated in a single divine act, a sign of the faceless god's judgment. But the war did not end there. No, it lasted 4 months, fraught with grim determination by our blessed king and his prime allies, Virilia Scorn, Draven Blackheart, and the esteemed Queen Serenella Stravos.
Like to raise my hand?
Yes, Cecilia.
How exactly did it get destroyed? It was divine, but how was it done exactly?
You see, he's not expecting questions at this point. It's divine act, a destructive power, unseen sense. Many think from the hand of the faceless god himself.
We shall take a note.
But let's not forget the Battle of Bone Cliffs. Yes, that was pivotal. The proud dwarfs, in their final act of defiance, took their stand upon the high cliffs, thinking the terrain would grant them victory. But Lariel's necromantic forces, fueled by the faceless god's divine power, crushed them utterly. The very earth shook with the force of his magic. The dead dwarfs themselves rose, turning upon their kin, and the waters below were soon choked with the broken bodies. To this day, the cliffs whisper with their torment, warning all who would defy our king. Another student raises their hand. Professor, is it true that a dwarven champion still haunts the Bone Cliffs? Greymeyer blinked rapidly, adjusting his glasses. Stories will say that a valiant warrior doomed by the faceless god to wander forever, a relic of his people's failure. Some say that those who find him may gain lost knowledge or perished by his cursed hands. And of course there are the whispering caves filled with the cries of those lost souls. But one lesson in the grand unshakable truth of our empire's divine rule. Sometime later, you approach the lecture halls for Necromancy 1 with Archmagi Hera Call. And you have heard rumor that the Order of Bone will be present during this class for considerations.
Yeah. Since I'm Order of Tome, I like to switch my spells based on the person that I have. I probably would have been in Cece's body enough that I could have switched into my necromantic spell list from the tome.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Yeah, that would be prudent.
Fancy.
The Academy's Arcana's necromantic chambers. There's a cold stone floor, scent of dried herbs and decay. As you all take your place, the students around this large ritual table. At the center of the room, Archmagi Hera calls with her hands clasped, her piercing eyes sweeping over you. Spirit energy forms the beating heart of Stravian might, the unseen engine that fuels our industry, powers our defenses, and ensures dominion over death itself. A properly bound soul, affixed with a suitable vessel through the rite of sanguine cohesion, shall never escape. In this state, its energy is limitless, its potential eternal. She paces along the edge of the circle. The stronger the will of the spirit, the fiercer its life in the mortal coil, the greater the power it yields once bound. However, great potential demands greater control. A soul of substantial force requires precise latticework of runes, reinforced siphoning wards, and disciplined renewal to prevent breaches or backflow events. Of course, some rare instances allow for greater efficiency should a soul or fragment of it be willingly imbued into a vessel. Through the rite of voluntary infusion, it offers exponentially greater results. Without the need to siphon off power to maintain bindings, the energy can be fully dedicated to its intended purpose. You have seen the fruits of this knowledge in the lamps that light our streets, the constructs that patrol our borders, the machines that weave our future. Such brilliance is not gifted freely. It is crafted, bound, and bled from the marrow of the defeated. For your next session, you will prepare a lantern of calling. Next week, you will bind a mortal spirit into your lanterns, and through it grant yourself voice across distance, tied to the breath of death itself. There's a ripple of nervous excitement that moves. But today, you are granted a rare privilege. She turns slightly as the door creaks open behind her. We are graced by the presence of Overseer Navira Duskwraith, one of the esteemed leaders of the Order of Bone. She is here to assess candidates for apprenticeship, so listen well. She will not give second chances. The door swings open, and the tall, severe figure of Navira Duskwraith walks in, carried with the air of someone who has never been questioned in her life. Her long, dark robes bear the sigil of the orders, and in a natural stillness clung to her on her pale skin. Behind her, you recognize Luma once again, strolling in with a smirk, carrying a small stack of arcane tomes. She was not introduced to you at all. Navira's sharp gaze settles on the students before her lips curl into something that might be a smirk. Let's dispense with the pleasantries, shall we? Show me what you've learned. With a motion of her hand, 2 Academy attendants wheel in a fresh corpse, the pallid skin marred with the remnants of ceremonial ink. The drapery is shown off of it to find a freshly dead body. Navira looks around before settling on Cece. You.
Yes, ma'am?
You will animate this creature now.
I shall do my best. And I stay straight-backed and kind of nod and curtsy, hoping she notices my cool combat boots. And I will make my way over to this corpse. I will take period of time, and I will try to cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
Even though I know that it's been dead for some time, I'm not I'm a student at this point. But that is the best thing that I could try.
Yeah, you take a moment. You cast your spell. Not quite the effect we're looking for. I instructed you to animate this corpse, Cecilia.
I am very willing to learn upon your guidance.
Navira will look over at your teacher, Archmage. Archmage, I call. Perhaps this one should be reassigned to something more menial. Kitchen duty, perhaps? Luma, watching silently, steps forward, tilting her head towards you, Nyx. Her eyes flash a sudden gold, changing colors. Give me an insight check.
She does smell, yeah. I wear a lot of perfume, y'all. Let's see here. What was it?
Insight.
Insight. Insight is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You feel naked in this moment. A rare instance of being seen.
She can smell you.
Yup.
It's not wrong.
She knows.
After she looks over to you, Luma looks over at Navira. But perhaps she is simply, how you say, a late bloomer, no? It would be such a shame if we wasted potential because of nerves. Navira, then let's approve it, now. They're both looking at you. What do you do?
I'm going to attempt to animate this corpse, even though I don't know the spell. And in my head, I'm going to give a little prayer to the faceless god to see if he can't help me do this thing that I don't know how to do.
You try to reach out to the faceless god, like, I don't know this spell.
Yeah.
You feel the weight of your fellow students around you. You feel like and for Nyx, it's not just the pressure of, this is my chance to get into an important apprenticeship, right? You have other burdens placed on you, not seeking failure in this moment. And you reach out, just like pulling from the ether, willing somehow that this magic comes to you. You see Luma's eyes flash. They were green. They flash again gold, go back to green. She nods at you. And you see an almost imperceptible flick of her hands. And on the table in front of you, sitting up.
I will clap my hands. I did it.
And this freshly raised creature looks at you making noises. And then Navira casts a thing with her wand, and it falls back to the table. Good. Not entirely useless, then.
Thank you, ma'am.
Luma will nod at you, write down in a book. And the same study is conducted many times.
So send a message to Luma and just say simply, thank you.
You are very welcome. We meet again.
Yuma.
Navira at the end.
That's still crazy though.
Make no mistake, students. Power is not granted to the timid. Either you command death or you become its next offering. Class is dismissed. Luma and Navira remain with the Archmagi. The class is leaving. Everyone's dismissed. You see the three of them kind of go into a corner of this room and begin kind of a hushed conversation.
So they're in the corner of the room doing a hushed conversation, and all the other students are leaving.
Yes.
Is there any place within this that I could step for a moment and not be seen?
You can certainly attempt to.
What I'd like to do is, because if there's not something just readily available, just immediately blocking, I would just walk all the way out of class.
There's a moment to, yes.
Okay.
There are, this room is like a ritual chamber. So there are many, the large ritual table in the center. You have the Archmagi's like desk as she's conducting class, but other like shelves filled with practical, like the components that they need to perform rituals in here. So there is like an opportunity to step behind a desk, following your students out. You'd have to kind of pause to leave.
That's perfect. I would do that and pause, and then I will pop out Plop, and I will just duck down with him and say, "It's your call, but it's your call.
What are we doing?
You could spy on some very important people, but dangerous people. I made a mistake before. I put you in danger. I don't want to do that without your buy-in. What do you think?"
No.
You had me at dangerous.
Okay. No stealing, just listening. And
No stealing.
I'll be listening through your ears
Just
too.
a little bit.
I can't stop you.
All right.
But know the danger.
Here I go.
Okay. And I will walk out of class, and when I do, I'm going to use my familiar to be able to see through his eyes. So I'm just going to kind of lean up against a wall outside, and then I will go, into that mode.
Give me a stealth check for Plop.
Plop stats.
Flop stats.
With advantage.
So it'd be Dex
Yeah, dex and proficiency.
and proficiency. Okay, cool. Natural 20.
Yes. Do you look through Plop's eyes much?
I would say yes, honestly, probably.
Yeah.
I don't see Nyx as being the kind of chaotic person, or he's extremely curious.
Yeah.
He's going to be popping in. Yeah.
So you, kind of ward out, but trying to look like you're just kind of leaning up against. But your
Yeah.
senses leave you
Yeah.
as Nyx, as Cecilia is leaning in this corner. And you see Plop, your vision goes down to like the 3-foot height.
Yeah.
You see him scurrying like underneath chairs. And you see as he runs, he like silently flicks fingers. You see like a dimensional portal open underneath one of these desks. He goes through it and appears in like the rafters above this room, just peeking down, silent as a wisp. You see like as he lands up there, a like ploof of dust bunny floats down and he sticks it with his sticky hands and
I feel like I'm a him, so I'm just like,
perched down will catch the whispers of the conversation between the three of them. You hear the Archmagi Hera say, "Progress is slow. The symptoms manifest, but need refinement. The plague is still unpredictable. Navira, that is unacceptable. The Order expects results. The fragment must yield. I need more subjects. The well contamination, only so much we can observe from afar." A pause, a rustle of fabric, then Navira again. "Then find more. Our patience run thin." And then the Navira and Luma leaf.
Okay. I will pop him back to me and say, "Good job." And I'm going to hand him a snack because he really wants a snack. I'll hand him something shiny. It's like it's another button. Like I'll just tear a button off my clothes.
This is a good start, Nyx. This is on the right path.
All right, quickly. And then I will warg out of him as they're hopefully coming out of the class.
Okay.
And as they do, I kind of want to just give a nod to Navira and say, "Thank you again, man. It was a pleasure being able to see you and see you work."
Perhaps we'll see you again, novice.
Good.
Okay. A few more days pass. I say at the end of this, it is just about 2 weeks of downtime, like I said previously. So during that time, you, Zafira, you said you wanted to talk to Ysolde. Is that true during that time, or do you want to do that right now?
Yes, because I would probably be. Yeah, I was waiting for whenever I'd be seeing Ysolde next, or trying to get a quiet moment with him to fill him in on.
Okay. Do you need this to be private?
Not necessarily, but it kind of depends. Like if it's this group that's around, then no, because it would be what I've already.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Either way.
Okay. So at the end of that time, you meet Ysolde. I'd say this probably takes place honestly, like in a back alley, probably during an evening, outside the barracks, and Isolde catches you all as you are coming or going from some activity, collecting ties or the like, returning back to the barracks. Hello, friends. The tuck in, huh? And he motions you to meet in the alley. Well, I think we got all we're going to squeeze out of the harbor master. So now's a good time to talk to Grim if you're ready. I think the harbor master played a bit more of a pawn than we had hoped. Certainly was involved in smuggling operations and knew of Elenia Brightwind and was able to give us some information in that regard and a few other contacts that were known in Slavoka. But was not, certainly not in leadership of the Sunlit Path per se. And so I think a good next step would be to talk to Grim. If anybody knows the comings and goings of the underworld in the city, it's him. So, do you have everything you need?
Have you ever been to... You guys have never been to Red Lantern. I'm going to hold up my red chip.
Don't believe so.
You've been doing some homework.
Let's just say I frequent the place already. Grim and I, we're old pals.
Okay. And that certainly makes things easier.
So you guys see me holding this red chip anyway.
What's that for?
Entry.
To where? The Red Lantern?
You are coming with, correct?
Yeah, what is it?
Entry.
But what is the Red Lantern? Is it a bar? Is it a...
Why don't you take this one?
Is it a
How
fight
would you
club?
describe the beauty that is the Red Lantern?
It is a bar,
Indeed.
as well as a place I believe Nick likes to frequent, which is a brothel.
He's not wrong.
Hey!
But my favorite part is the secret fighting pits.
Okay. So it is Fight Club.
Ah,
Now,
secret.
I'll pull out my
It is
chip.
Fight Club.
It's a secret.
It's a Fight Club. Have you been here together?
I've seen him around.
We've seen them each other in passing.
We go for different reasons, let's say. Not so much of a fighter, more so.
So is that where
More
you
of a
sneak
lover.
off to sometimes?
Oh, better to beat a lover than a fighter.
Maybe.
Ah!
You
yes,
don't
oh.
want me to know. I know.
Okay.
Club. Verity,
As I like to.
would you say, told Saren, or not Saren, sorry, you saw the information about
I mean, it's
Kovacs?
you could
Or
fill
do
him
I-
in.
okay.
Like we could say you relay
I was like,
it.
it would be part of that conversation. I was soon like that ship has returned
Okay.
because familiar faces were back in town and in the Temple District.
I'm assuming you don't tell him about.
Nope.
Okay.
Too many eyes.
Yeah.
So I was like, it just would depend on how much I'm going to tell him
Okay.
and when I say it.
That is concerning. Always a bit more resourceful. Listen, I had hoped, the ship sank at sea, but obviously we're not so lucky. And it's strange that they'd be able to return so quickly to Slavoka if they were on that ship. But something worth looking into. Good job, dear.
Okay. What? What?
Captain, do you happen to have any more red chits available that they might be able to join us?
I should be able to get in with, if you have the password, you can bring in some guests, normally.
Excellent. Who shall be my +1? Huh? Any takers? Okay.
Let's do.
Perfect.
I guess you shall come with me then.
Thanks, big guy.
I shall reserve my jealousy.
I want to go get my knuckles bloodied.
Good. Not too bloody.
No promise.
Just bloody enough is the key. But yeah, good luck.
I can't.
I didn't mean to do that the first time.
That was Christmas.
No, I didn't even mean to do that the first time.
Brother.
Oh, good lord.
Be careful. I trust you. I believe in you. You're my favorites. All right?
Oh, also, Uncle, real quick. I believe you know Selene Blackheart will be heading into town.
Yes.
We are designed to escort her as her crew.
Ugh.
And,
That won't be fun at all.
and work with Saren at the same time.
Ugh. That sounds terrible.
It does,
So sorry.
right?
Did I have anything to do with that? Was that...
That's it. You're sorry. You just... No, if anything, your Saren report and your word saved us probably from
Tell me to
worse
kill him.
things. No, you can't do that. Oh my god.
I absolutely can. You doubt me?
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not it.
No.
Just keep that in mind. What?
Yeah.
We were supposed to get on good graces with Saren, and this is supposed to be that opportunity to prove because...
Well, did Hadrick say that? Sounds like something he'd do.
Yes,
did?
it is exactly
he
what he
loves that
said.
kind of shit.
Yes. Well,
Sounds like you may have met Selene as well.
Yes.
What is she like? Any tips? Any pointers?
Oh, boy. Dear, you want to handle... How would you describe Selene?
Ah, you know her already. Perfect. It is perfect, right? You're on good terms?
I have had the displeasure.
good terms? I mean, yeah, you could say something like that. Actually, let's think of it as a surprise.
Oh,
How about you
I
just
do like surprise.
experience
More
as
fun.
we go?
Good enough. But if you know she likes a certain type of drink or something, we could show up with it.
Like a certain
Good
type
first
of
impression.
something.
She prefers her drinks walking, if you catch my drift.
Fine
More ways than
walking
one.
drink.
In more ways than one. This should be fun, actually. Except for Saren will be there.
Yeah, my only advice with Seren is, we all know how he is. Keep your heads down. Lots of yes sirs and no sirs, and very proper.
Do not put your finger on his sword.
Yeah,
Don't. He'll kill
you
you.
be careful. Don't be afraid to do what you must in his presence. Adjust your behavior accordingly. You know how he is. You may have to be bloodthirstier than usual in his presence to avoid confrontation.
I can be whatever I must.
Good man. That's the ticket. All right.
That's funny. That was funny. Look at you.
Thank you. I'm funny. Do you hear that? That was a compliment.
Nah, one of us thinks so. I'm just kidding. All right. Best of luck. And yes, please, don't let me down.
I will pull Requiem to the side after that and just say,
Why?
hi +1.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
do we need to dress the part together? What will you be wearing?
Wait, are we
Well-
close enough to hear?
Are we close enough to change?
That's a player choice. You guys can choose. I'm just
And say
And you're talking about to the brothel, right?
Hey now.
well,
to
it is more than just a brothel.
To this all-inclusive piece of paradise somewhere, yes?
Exactly.
I mean, you've been there before. Am I going to...
They will love you there.
Oh, perfect. Why?
You stand out. You are intriguing.
Great. I like that. That's a nice thing. I think this is what I'm wearing. Cause
I shall match you then.
I think perfect.
I shall go shopping and I shall find something of this type.
We did get paid. And that's about
I
to
got
go
another
by
30, I got
really
another 30
fast.
gold. Yeah. But separately, I wanted to... You died that day.
Mm-hmm.
It was my idea to go press the harbor master after and not allowing us to rest. It's my fault.
No. I
Is
don't
it not?
I don't see it that way.
You forgive me.
if I saw it that way and thought that you needed forgiveness. But yes, Nix, I hold nothing against you.
Excellent.
I
Still
feel
my +1 then, yes?
still your +1. And I feel like if Saren wanted me dead, he would have found a way. And I got in the way. So that was not on you.
Yes, but
yes, you're
the only thing
+1.
I really have going for me is my mouth, and I didn't use it in that moment. I could have spoken up rather than you. It was my idea, and yet you were the one that took the brunt of it. Didn't sit well with me.
Well, I'm still here.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Were you guys listening in on it all?
I was.
I'll just slowly go.
I was like around the. I'm like around the corner, trying to not like be too obvious, but I'm definitely just sitting there listening.
I'd like to do a perception check to see if I see you listening. Okay.
I'm just sitting there.
Give me a stealth check.
I'm just sitting there twiddling my thumb. Listening like,
6.
Yours was 6 total.
6 total.
Oh, that was 6 on the dice. So 11.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Are
there
you all
was-
heading to the Red Lantern?
I was like, I'm
Let's
not
go.
trying to be overly stealthy, so as soon as you guys stop that conversation and move, I like walk off the wall, like enjoying you guys. So even if you didn't know,
Right.
I'm right there.
I'll look over at Nick as we're walking and be like, you're going to bet on me tonight, right?
Absolutely. I don't want to lose any money. But on the way, I need to change my clothes, and we need to get the password for this evening.
I'm gonna pat big guy
Then
on
we
the
shall.
back after that and say, "What money is he betting on you with, sir?"
We
Don't
just
worry,
got
buddy. I
paid.
got you.
Don't forget your pay is docked based off of your spending, so you don't get 30 gold.
Oh, I don't get 30 gold.
Yeah, I think it's 7
Yours
for
was
everyone,
like
but next was 14. Is that right?
14 or something.
So I need to subtract
I
16.
was like, you'll be working the Red Lantern tonight.
Okay. All right, I made the adjustment. Good call.
Can Nix shimmy?
Yeah.
I
I'm
bet you
working,
can.
lad.
I
I'm
bet you
working,
can.
lad. Okay. So there is this password that we got to get for this stuff. And so above table, there's 2 locations.
Mm-hmm.
Either in Apollo's temple, or near Apollo's temple, or the old iron mill in Bankbutch.
Which
So-
is closest?
Yeah, and which is
Iron mill
closest to
is-
the...
There's one in Iron Mill
is
right there.
right here.
The Apollo's Temple is in Holy Laza.
Yep.
So that's
Here.
closest to the Red Lantern if you're going, from...
Yeah,
From
near.
there.
And we're at,
Yeah,
like,
because Old Mill's over here by
okay.
the docks.
So yeah, so we should go to the guy by the
Yeah.
Apollo temple. Okay.
Where?
Out of character, you remember how she was at the
mill?
Apollo's temple?
Oh, at the temple, yeah, not
Yeah.
the mill. Yeah.
No, but that's where we're going is the
It's
Apollo's
near
temple.
there, it said.
Temple.
So the person's near there.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Temple.
Yeah, I got it. The minstrel near the ruins of
near the ruins.
Yeah, so we need to find a minstrel.
Yeah, so you head through the dim streets of Holy Laza. I'm assuming at night just when you're going, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you two have certainly passed by this before. So you see, he's not always in the same spot, but you kind of walk around the temple, you look around, listen for music, and you see like a very destitute looking minstrel and like a raggedy, it looks like it was once like a fine noble's coat that is like heavily worn, eaten holes through the elbows and shoulders, playing a violin in these streets, and his hat on the ground in front of him as he plays. What do you do as you approach?
I guess I'll just show him the chit and ask him for the nightly password.
Thank you, sir. Serpents bleed like the rest of us.
And then I'll drop a gold coin in his hat.
Much appreciated.
I hear this out loud.
I was just going to say that
Y'all just did that
Probably.
out loud?
with us. I'm assuming we're in
Yeah.
next to you. Do we
think player's
that that's-
choice.
Do you all
going in?
do you all look like blood cloaks? Or
I was just going to say, I feel like
No.
we shouldn't have the cloak on.
I probably would have
especially
dressed
if we hear that.
into black. Wait, so like this is like how... Is it dingy or is it like fancy for being a brothel?
As Eric, I've never been there. As
Same.
Knicks have been there many times. And it looks like
So,
It's on the dingier side.
I'm picturing
So
low life dingy.
it's not like a high end. It's not like a high end tavern or brothel.
okay.
It's not like. I said there's a mix, but it's not. It's rare to find like super well-to-do people at the Red Lantern.
So I'm still in black, but I have all of my daggers hidden and kind of blend. This is how you
holy.
I blend into. Do you want to go into a brothel looking holy, my dear?
No, I'm just trying to be. I'm looking
Discreet. What
brothel-y.
accent am I?
All right.
Fine. Oh, with hidden daggers all amongst my body.
You walk towards the Red Lantern. It begins to rain, and the scent in this area. As you approach the Red Lantern, you begin to smell smoke, spilled ale. The alley leading to the Red Lantern is narrow and winding, tucked between crumbling buildings with cracked shutters and iron-grated windows. At the end of the alley, a broad-shouldered female half-orc. You recognize, Traghoul, and Nyx recognize as Marla. She leans against the brick wall, arms crossed. The dull red lantern swings above this otherwise unmarked entrance, barely illuminating the doorway. Hello again.
Marla, my dear!
Very good to see you, Nyx.
These
Traghoul,
are our lovely plus ones.
are you, Yeah?
You know it.
All right, I'll be there. And you know that Marla, runs.
Mm-hmm.
Runs the fighting pits there. All right, I gotta do it. What's the password?
Serpents bleed like the rest of us.
All right. The door opens. Enjoy. Try not to get in too much trouble, huh?
Ladies,
Thank you.
Marlo kind of nod as you pass by. Once inside, the smoked, choked warmth of the Red Lantern hits you immediately. Low lantern light, murmured conversations, the acrid bite of cheap liquor in the air. The crowd is rough. There's a mix of thieves, smugglers, fences, and mercenaries. I think that Nyx, you kind of mostly recognize. You kind of place faces to jobs and names. Many nursing drinks in dark corners. There's a bartender, a scarred elf woman with gold teeth, like a deadpan expression, is noticing you as she walks in. Doesn't bother to look up other than that. At the booth in the back, at his familiar booth, feet up on the table, nursing a chipped mug of something that, even from like across the bar, smells foul, sits Grimble Wexley, who is a short, wiry goblin with patchy black hair, a scar running across his left eyebrow, and a face that looks permanently unimpressed with the world. His fingers are stained with ink and grease, and there's a few throwing knives lazily stuck into the wooden table around him. What are y'all doing as you enter?
well, ladies, what do you think?
Interesting.
This is interesting. Do I feel threatened by anything walking in? Like, am I nervous that I'm a blood cloak and someone's going to recognize us? Or is it just people are doing their own thing?
Give me an insight check.
Now tell me, how long have you guys known this interesting passcode for this place?
Nat one.
7.
Changes daily.
But a nat one.
So I've
It's
known it
never
only
the same.
as you.
It's daily? I wonder who
Do I feel
decided
like
to
I'll
dice.
survive in here? Survival.
With a nat one insight, I think Requiem is a little caught off guard here. This is not your normal,
A lot of people. I'm not used to being
there's a lot of things that are like new again for Requiem in this city, and I think you've finally gotten used to like being around people, and you've come to grips with like your fellow blood cloaks and getting relationships with them, and like the kind of job you do and reconciling like some of the horrors you have to do as part of your job. But just like stepping in, a scum of hive and villainy in this place, and I think like you are very like caught off guard by that. And I think you enter and you recognize like a couple off-duty blood cloaks in here. And so you get the sense that like it's not like off limits for blood cloaks to be here, but like an unwritten rule, you shouldn't come in as Blood Cloaks, right?
Okay.
Got it. I'm going to scoot a little bit closer to you while we're walking.
You may have already noticed, but this is the great balance. Yes? Out there it is the high lords and the vampire rule and the lowly peasants. Zafira, I know that you particularly have said you just want to be treated just like a normal person. Here you can do that. It is the great balance. Everyone here, whatever you are outside, here you are just somebody of import, mixing together, rubbing elbows, trying to scam each other and cheat each other like anywhere else. But here it's on an even playing field, and Grimm is to thank for that.
You scam each other and you cheat each other. Interesting.
Like the normal world.
Equals.
Like as equals. Interesting. Well, see, unfortunately, as much as I want to do what you say kind of, guess what? I can't. So, that being said,
Try it on for size before you hate it. Huh? Maybe put down the knife? Just a little bit? Let down your guard. You may enjoy yourself.
I'll think about it. Who comes up with these daily passcodes? I'm curious.
I know not.
Never
Are
been
you sure?
told.
Do you remember the last password that you used, when you were here?
I do not.
Um,
I'm not
both
very
of you
wise,
give me
see.
an insight check.
6.
16.
Traghoul, like I think you've heard in passing like Grimm making jokes about like what the next password should be. So you think he makes them.
Okay.
And you think he tries to have a sense of humor when he does it.
So separate from scanning the people in the room, scanning like the room itself, after hearing like the password, do I see any of the markings, like the clues that we found, the thieves' cant stuff? Do I see anything like graffiti in here or anything that looks like they're supporting one way or another? Or does this just look like no man's land to me?
I'll let you roll a perception check, separate from your insight.
Okay.
More rangery thing to do.
Thanks. Perception, you said? 17.
17. You see a couple, I think as you look around, there's like, it's like bad high school graffiti like desks everywhere. There's a graffiti lots of places.
Okay.
Like for every undercity gang you can think of, and like, conversations carved into like an argument with some gang and like some Blood Cloak heroes here later, like, I'm going to fucking kill you. And like, back and forth. So you do get that like sense that certainly there are connections here with the Sunlit Path, but there's also connections
everyone
with
comes
like
through.
everybody
Yeah, everyone comes through.
in the city. A veritable melting pot of...
How many vampires do I see here? Sorry, keep going. Oh, I was get after.
Yeah, I said that's what you get with your perception check. Give me a perception check. Sure.
But there's nothing like specific art on the walls where they're advertising one way or another.
Yeah, you don't get a sense that they're advertising one
It's
way
neutral,
or another.
essentially. Okay,
It seems
it's all
neutral.
okay.
15.
What was it?
15.
15? You see a like very beautiful, obviously likely a whore in this place. There's a few like walking around, advertising goods, so to speak. But like very scantily clad in like a slip and then like a large black like fur cloak as she walks, like goes to the bar, gets a drink, walks back up the stairs that you like your attention is drawn to. Like, ooh, she looks like a vampire. She has dusky skin, like blood red lips, dark brown curls, and like golden eyes. And she walks up, but like her appearance, you see, like you think that she has like put on makeup to make her skin look paler and like painted her lips very distinctly red. Like she's playing up that she looks like a vampire.
Playing a vampire?
So I think in that you don't know, you don't know for certain if she is or is not. But
I'm just trying to look like one for
There's a
people's
clientele
looks.
for that.
Yeah.
Do you say she walked up to us?
Walked upstairs.
Oh, upstairs. You said up to us.
Okay. What are you guys doing?
I'll lean over to Nix and just be like, I'm going to go sign up now.
Do you want me to put any of your own money down as well? Add it to the pool of what I'm putting in.
Put 10 gold pieces for me.
Only 10?
Are we betting on you? Are you about to go fight?
I'll give you the 10.
Okay.
What say you, ladies? Bet on our friend here to win?
Perhaps. Yes. Let me give 10 gold
Nice.
pieces.
You do 10?
I'm at 169 now.
I'll bet. I was gonna say. I was gonna see what like it seemed like the running bets were, but if y'all are just tossing in the gold,
I'm putting in the remainder of my funds.
Oh, oh, Nix. Which was 10?
I have 65 gold now.
You say that. As you say that, you see Marla comes in from outside. She's replaced by another bouncer, and she will like walk through you. She gathers a few people, and she looks over at you, like gives you the nod that it's happening now. So you go over within. Are you guys joining him? They go downstairs. You see like a side door is opened to a basement and begin to go downstairs. Are you guys joining Traghoul?
yeah.
Do I place the bets the same place that he's headed? Or is that
Yes.
separate? Then yes, I'd be headed with him.
Okay. So you all go downstairs. The door creaks open. This is actually behind the bar. So a few people like look around and they pass by the barkeep and they go into this area that looks like you would identify as like that's probably a closet, and then the door opens. It's obviously not a closet. It goes down to the basement. There's a narrow stone staircase. The air below is thicker, like the scent of humidity and blood immediately hits your senses. There's a roar of a crowd that's building as you descend. At the bottom, a large underground arena. It looked like it is even larger than like the footprint of the tavern itself. Raise up before you. There is a ring in the center of frayed rope that is stretched around, and the floor in the center stained dark with old blood. Cheers are echoing off the old walls as you see a fight like ends, and a large man like hits this little scrawny guy, knocks him to the ground, immediately unconscious. Cheers go up, and money is exchanged hands, and Marla comes down. We got a last-minute contender for the pit tonight, one of our recent up-and-comers. As you walk by, she gives you a nudge. Don't disappoint me.
I'll do my best.
You step into the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Marla, all right, who's placing bets?
Oh, I'll raise my hand. Did you want in?
Yeah, I'll do 10. I'll do
10?
it.
If you did 15, it'd be an even 100 on this guy.
I'll do 15.
I'll do 15. It's fine.
Who's doing what?
I'll do 15 too. I'll see her do 15. I'll do 15.
Okay.
I'd laugh so hard if you
Was
guys
that
bet
not an
against
even
me.
100 now?
Okay, you place your bets, you hand in your gold. Marla, all right, get in there, big guy. You step into the ring. On the other side, the crowd parts as a brawny half-orc steps into the ring, a shaved head glistening with sweat, got those wild eyes that are gleaming, tattoos of hunting hounds twist across his arms and chest, and he bears a mouthful of jagged teeth and a grin. You see he cracks his knuckles. Well, fresh meat. I'm going to chew on those bones of yours. Marla, everyone, please welcome the Hound.
Oh, the Hound.
Does that sound familiar at all for anything?
Sound familiar?
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a history check.
I was going to say, I want to be like, watch. Oh, that was nat 1 either way, so.
I'd like, as he's headed out there, just say, good luck.
They're not-
And cast guidance for athletics.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was just going to.
Okay. And you see the Marla like smirk, stepping forward, puts the gold to the side, her arms wide. Ladies and gentlemen, and all the lovely filth in between, tonight's about Brask the Hound, Volgar. And the Hound goes, "Roar," versus Traghoul, an up-and-comer in the pit, but just look at the size of him. Hope he bites back. Let's see if Brass keeps his teeth or spits him out tonight. Ding, ding. I'm going to roll initiative.
All right.
It's going to be a 9.
9.
Yes.
Battle set.
You are up first.
Okay.
Brosk, the hound, he's like psyching himself up, getting ready, begins to run at you. What do you do?
I am going to go for just an unarmed strike to start. So it's going to be 19.
Yeah.
19 hits. Go ahead and roll damage for me.
It's just a straight 5 bludgeoning.
5 bludgeoning?
Mhm.
Okay.
But with bludgeoning, I got my my crusher feat, which pushes him.
Yeah. Cool. So you, how far does it push him? Is that 15 feet? Or is it
No,
just
so
a 5 with...
With the Warhammer, yeah, so it's just 5 feet back.
I love this fighting pit. I love this place.
Out the window in his bed.
The music is sick.
This is
Frostbite.
the frostbite. Shrug.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's something.
So you get an early hit on Marla. Oh, that was a good one. Ross spits a tooth out. Will run at you. Will attempt. He like growls and goes into a rage. And then we'll take a strike at you. Take a swing, misses. Yeah, that's his turn.
All right. I am going to go for a Giant's Fist.
Go for it.
Giant's fist.
Ooh, that is going to be a 10.
A 10 misses. Ducks down. Not so tough now. Will attempt a grapple. So I need you to make a strength saving throw, DC 12.
Okay. That is going to be 15.
Nice.
Nice.
You avoid being grappled. He will then take an unarmed strike and recognize he is abandoning like all defenses here. Mechanically, it's a reckless attack. 14 to hit, misses. So he goes to grapple like
It's too crazy.
tries to grapple you. You think like goes in, like tries to like suplex you, pick you up, and just like physically can't lift you off the ground.
I've just taken what Isolde said to me to like real heart, so I'm just like putting that to action during this.
Yeah, and I think like feeling that like thinking a little bit first, and like especially this against this opponent, like going in hard, and you're just like taking a moment to suss out your opponent. But tries to pick you up, and then tries to get a hit, and you like kind of block with a forearm. All right, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go for another Giant's Fist.
And you get advantage since you just did it.
You get advantage. Yep.
Okay, it's still 17.
But you can crit.
There's a chance to crit.
Oh.
Can you get that one?
Nope, it's 25.
Oh, if that hits,
Or
roll damage.
23, sorry.
Yeah, roll damage.
Damage is going to be... No, not that one. That's going to be 10.
Nice.
10 damage. Nice.
10 bludgeoning, so...
Hell, so still have to.
Yeah, you see like some facet of him resists that blow a little bit, like more. You think you should have landed it a little better, but he resists a little bit. It is his turn. Still like trying to pick you up. He's going to go for a bite.
Okay.
A bite?
He's getting plain dirty.
Nat 20.
That's a bit.
Still.
Don't know where.
Holyfield fighter or whatever, and just bites the ear.
Yeah. He is the hound.
Mike Tyson
so
it.
9 piercing damage.
Okay.
Bite the ear off.
Marla, as the hound like grabbing you, just sinks his teeth in. Oh, the hound bites. He's off the chain tonight. You still breathing, big guy. It's your turn.
Okay. I will go for my own bite.
Yes. Bite for bite.
Dang, that's going to be a 10. Or no, a 12, sorry.
Yeah. A 12. 12, I think that just, you verify, does not hit.
Did he bite reckless? Or is it just straight bite?
because
He would have
has
done
me,
it.
like,
He would have done it
grappled.
reckless. He rolled a 20, so I didn't, but he would have. So
Yeah.
that was reckless. So go ahead and roll again. Roll with advantage.
Okay. That's gonna be 15.
That hits.
Okay. So 1d6. Oh, that's only 1 damage. No, sorry, 5.
Still good. Okay, he is looking rough.
Nice.
You got him with that bite. He bites you like into. He can probably reach like your side, you know.
Yeah.
But you bite back, like digging your teeth into his shoulder.
Just biting each other.
Oh, Madison! Oh, look, he bites back. Look at that. Not just a mound of muscle, huh? Yeah, and he's beginning to breathe.
I'll just spit some of
heavily.
his blood out.
Yeah, onto the ground. Okay, he is looking a little desperate. Will once again try to grapple you. So another DC 12 strength saving throw.
Okay. 17.
17 succeeds. And then reckless, that's in that one. But still misses. Like, looking a little desperate, tries to like take a leg and sweep you up. Still can't even lift you. Looking a little desperate, like the madness in his eyes being replaced by like, ooh, this guy's not, just a big guy. He knows what he's doing. And we'll go for another blow and just misses, glances off of you. Your turn.
All right. Going for another giant's fist. That's a nat 20.
All right. Kill him.
Knock him
Alright,
out.
so that's going to be 11 damage.
But not 20, so you
Crit.
double your dice or whatever?
Yeah, double your
Okay,
dice.
so that's going to be a 18 damage.
18 damage. Okay, hold on.
Wow.
An awesome time.
Beating this dude's ass.
You. What does that blow look like? Where do you punch him?
I think that I would just punch him straight in the jaw, like just because I think my fist is probably the size of his head, so I just like clock him right on the side of the head because he's trying to bite me and grapple me. So I think I would just look at my fist and just slam him in the side of the head.
You see 3 teeth fly out, get spit onto the ground. Goes down like almost to a knee. Marla says, "Uh-oh, the hound's starting to limp. Someone fetch a leash." It was a terrible commentary. And he is looking so bad. So bad.
I'm just gonna be like, "Stay down, little man."
One last roar. A natural 1 and an 18. So reckless. So that one hits.
No, that's good. You got an 18.
Like the
So 6 points of piercing damage. He goes for another bite. Finally gets that, like abandoning everything, biting onto your side. A thick, like blood begins to pour out of your side. Your turn. He is looking so bad.
Okay,
so bad.
So
You got
bad.
advantage.
I'm going
like
for another
breathe
giant
on him.
fist.
Just breathe.
Another natural 20.
Come on. How do you put this poor guy out of his misery?
Yeah.
I think that after I punched him like into my hand and then just headbutt him.
I was gonna say headbutt.
Nice.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
So you
Finish
and
him.
then and with the headbutt falls back, hits the ground. The crowd goes absolutely nuts. Finishing that with the headbutt and the natural one. Marla does a big cheer.
That's my friend. That one.
Brass goes down, boy. The big fella's end his drink tonight. Come on, everyone, one last cheer. And after, lots of people come, like, slap you on the back. Like, I don't know, it's fine, man. Marla claps you on the back. That surprised even me, big guy. I better, schedule how often you can come back if you're going to keep doing that, because we can't just have you winning.
With pleasure.
All right.
I'll lean in and just say, you see, Traghoul's a bit of a celebrity here. Not sure if you realized.
That was impressive.
A few moments later, how much did you all bet again?
So, 10, 15, 65.
Okay, you all double your money that you bet.
Wow.
You all double your money that you bet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, Nix, look at you.
Yeah, I'm rich again, guys.
After a few moments, you see Brosk. It has like smell. Someone comes over, gives him smelling salt. The hound wakes up. A few moments, he comes and finds you and like goes to shake your hand.
I'll go for it.
Oh, next time you owe me a drink before you do that, huh? Good fight.
Good fight.
Whew.
Oh, nice.
He kind of wobbly walks up down to the pits. And the next fight. And you see Marla begins to rouse the next fight. And with that, we will end the night session.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching. We got an encounter with Grimble Wexley, the owner of the joint, coming up next. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Yes.
I feel like that one was like that.